This is VOA News. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton. The 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo will be postponed until next year because of the coronavirus pandemic. That's the word from Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe on Tuesday. Although the International Olympic Committee had said it would spend up to a month debating the matter, the decision to postpone became inevitable after several countries said they would not send athletes to the Games if they were held this summer. The IOC and the Japanese Organizing Committee say they made their decision after consulting with the World Health Organization. Prime Minister Abe and the IOC had said that canceling the Games had always been out of the question. The IOC said the Games stand as a beacon of hope to the world during these troubled times. They were to have opened July 24th. The Olympics have been canceled 3 times since the modern Games began in 1896. They were scrapped in 1916 during World War I and in 1940 and 1944 during World War II. The Games have been boycotted, propagandized by Nazi Germany, and attacked by terrorists, but this is the first time they've been postponed. The World Health Organization said Tuesday the United States could soon become the epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic. WHO spokeswoman Margaret Harris said at a news conference in Geneva, an acceleration of new cases in the United States is behind the organization's assessment. Harris said 85% of new cases worldwide over the past 24 hours were confirmed in the U.S. and Europe. Dr. Deborah Birx of the White House Coronavirus Task Force has asked people who recently left New York City in the past few days to self-quarantine for 14 days to avoid carrying the virus to other places. She said cases on Long Island are starting to appear, and experts think those cases can be traced back to neighboring New York City. You can follow coronavirus updates on our website, voanews.com. In Washington, this is VOA News. In a video conference with senior Afghan security leaders, General Scott Miller of the Resolute Support Mission in Afghanistan stressed the coronavirus has affected the entire world and threatens both foreign and Afghan forces battling the Taliban. The general emphasized that for a focused counter-coronavirus campaign in Afghanistan, all parties to the Afghan conflict need to reduce violence. Afghan authorities on Tuesday confirmed 32 new coronavirus cases, bringing the national tally of infections to at least 74, including 1 death. The Public Health Ministry said most of the cases happened in western Herat province on the border with Iran. In Iran, the virus has already killed around 2,000 people and infected 25,000. Liberty University, a private evangelical Christian school in the southeastern U.S. state of Virginia, has invited students back to campus this week despite the fast-growing coronavirus pandemic. University President Jerry Falwell, Jr. invited the school's 5,000 students back to campus from spring break and ordered faculty to continue working on campus, even as most classes move online. Falwell said students would complete their coursework online instead of in classrooms. University spokesman Scott Lamb said about 1,100 students had returned to campus by Tuesday morning. The move to return students to the Lynchburg campus seems to ignore social distancing guidelines from worldwide health officials and from the state of Virginia. The university says it's providing safe accommodations to students and employees and taking additional steps to ensure their good health, but the decision is at odds with many colleges and universities across the United States and the world that close their campuses to help slow the spread of COVID-19. India has imposed a 3-week nationwide lockdown beginning midnight Tuesday, banning people from leaving their homes as it scrambles to break the chain of transmission of coronavirus in the country. The lockdown affects 1.3 billion people. It'll be the world's largest lockdown announced since the coronavirus pandemic began its march in countries across the globe. In a televised address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi told citizens that the lockdown should be viewed as a type of curfew. The only way to save ourselves from coronavirus, he said, is if we don't leave our homes. And the President of the European Commission is warning EU citizens to beware of online scams, particularly for counterfeit medical products and medicines advertised online during the coronavirus crisis. She said when effective medicines against coronavirus are found, they will be announced by governments and public institutions. Again, you can keep up on coronavirus news at our website, voanews.com. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton.